holly or hunter green, and then I grabbed this kind of pale pink. I don't know what it's called. I just had some of those in my other room. So, and then here's the brushes. I'll be using some detail brushes. Most are completely inexpensive. There is one Bob Ross one in there, but I think I actually don't use it. I can't remember. The rest of them are just cheap, whatever brushes, they're fine. And I've got gloves on because sometimes I'll use my fingers for some parts, and I just didn't want to get my hands paint all over them. So I'm doing the detail work on the tree trunks now, and I'm mixing some brown and black with a little brush. I don't know what kind of brush you even call it. It's the brush that, I don't know if you guys have noticed if you're watching these painting videos. I do them just like my gaming videos. I don't know what anything's called. I can't describe any technique I have. It just happens. When I'm playing a game, it just happens. And when I'm painting, it just happens. So, I'm painting like a brown, like a darker brown, doing strokes of lines for the tree bark. And when you're doing this, you kind of have to think about where light is coming in at, because wherever that is, you want the bark on the tree to be lighter in color in those areas than you do on the shadow side of the tree. So you have to kind of think about that as you're doing it. So I'm just gently doing these light strokes, not painting completely over the black, and it may be kind of hard to see there, but just making these little stroke lines on there for the trunks. I think I told you in the last video that this is my favorite part, is doing like the tiny little detail work. And I'm thinking about, at the end of the video I say the painting's finished, but I'm actually thinking about it going in and adding some more stuff, like some stones or rocks at the bottom, maybe some more things in the background. I'll probably add more, stray limbs on the trees. But you guys will get to see at least technically the finished painting at the end of the video. And I hope you guys find it relaxing. So now I'm mixing I think I got some more brown to mix, or maybe that was black I just grabbed. I'm just varying the colors of brown and black to get different shades of brown from dark to lighter. I actually may have gotten some white just then to make a lighter grayish brown. And just mixing it and thinking about where I want the light and dark parts hitting the trees. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm going through and putting the light and dark. You can see I'm doing the lighter color on that side, so that means the light is coming in from that way. And as you can tell, if you look in the upper left hand corner, that's where the lightest part of the sky is. You guys can see that. Just going in and gently adding color to it. And again, using my fingers some to smear some of it. Maybe it was a little bit too sharp. I wanted it to blend a little more. Whereas when working with oil painting, or at least in my little bit of experience, you blend more with liquid than you do with like your fingers. So now I'm making some branches. Another one of my favorite parts to do. just sit and paint a tree and just put hundreds of branches on it all day. Love doing that. Just making little delicate branches. And then I decided at one point I'd like a bigger branch, kind of going off the painting at the top, because you can't see these treetops. Thank God. I showed one of my old paintings on Instagram a while back, and the treetops were awful. But anyway, I could do them better now, but I don't have to on this one. So I am making a tree branch. So what's so nice about painting nature, the asymmetry of everything. The more asymmetrical, the more realistic it is. And so now I'm just adding some more. I decided to take some of that dark and kind of put it in on the pond, because I'll go back and do that again in a minute, because it needs more depth as well. It kind of just looks like a green smear. I think it's lighter in the center. So now I am going in and adding detail to the land at the bottom, making some light strokes of some darker browns, maybe some lighter ones. Also adding them to the trees. You don't want both of those to be the same color. You want, the back of your trees to have more like a black, or I do, and then the ground to have more of this base brown color, and then both of which get lighter as you layer it on top. So that's what I'm doing there. Painting can be very therapeutic, by the way. Just mixing some more colors here. Thinking again. I had to go ahead and record this before I forgot what all I was doing. Record the voiceover, I always keep going back and adding more detail. If I had an entire day to spend on a painting, I could just do that like all day. So there's that, and again, just more detail to the trees. Little bitty brush strokes. Tiny, tiny little brush strokes. Tiny, tiny, tiny little brush strokes. Tiny, tiny. I don't know what I'm doing now because I zoomed in on the picture and I'm not sure what I'm doing. Okay. Now I'm adding more depth again to the pond. I think it was at this point I realized I've got to add quite a bit more of something to the pond. But not before I put these bushes on here. So I take like the dark hunter green, I actually don't mix anything with it, and I just start with this bristly cheap brush. I think you can get 3 of these for $1. And I just start adding bushes to the bottom of the tree trunks, which is why I didn't spend any time on the tree trunks, because I knew they were going to be covered up by the bushes. bushes circle around the base of the tree like bushes do. If I could draw a turkey, I would draw a turkey behind one, because that is apparently where they like to hang out around here, is behind bushes. Especially when I try to film them. So just pretend like there's a turkey behind there. Just getting a little bit more of the dabbing going on, because you don't need to be. Some of it needs to kind of, just spread out in one little corner, and then some of it you can like hold back on it. But if you want it to be realistic, you've got to. Like, you can't keep making it look the same each time. If that makes sense. I need my own painting show because I'm so good at explaining this. So now I am adding tiny little details, lightening up the bushes. I'm sorry if you guys can hear it's windy outside. So putting tiny little lighter green all over the bushes. Just dabbing it on there a little bit at a time with my tiny little brush. Lots of fun to do that sort of thing. Really, really fun to do that. It's nice to watch a painting come together. Just keep adding and adding and adding. And it starts looking more and more not exactly real, but close to it, I guess. And now I'm doing little sprigs. Sprigs of green. I'd like to paint one of those really small paintings. I don't know what size the canvas is. It's pretty small. I see those all the time on YouTube, and they don't use anything but these little brushes. That would be fun. But when I finish, if I'm gonna do one, I want something you can actually like hang up on the wall. That's I'm going to put this up in the hallway where that blank wall I've got. I didn't like what I had hanging there, so I'm just gonna put this up. And the good thing about a stretched canvas is you can just hang it as is. Or you can frame it if you want. Dab, 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 dab. Dab, 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 dab. All the little green leaves. Just making it as cute as possible. And then I start to do it on the other side. Dabbing away on the other side. Okay, so the next part is me putting some leaves on that part of that tree trunk that I have in the corner. Again, just dabbing. I'm making like wider dabs, I guess if you will, like to look more like a little bit bigger leaves on a tree instead of bushes. And then I am coming back in and doing my little flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers. I just wanted some little pink flowers on the bushes. Maybe they're rose bushes. Maybe there's some other type of little pink flower bush. But I wanted to start by doing that. And I could have mixed my own color pink, but I actually happen to have that, and I thought, well, that looks fine, the color it is. But that's a great thing about painting. You can vary and mix so many different colors by only having a few. like some to be more distinct, but some I kind of wanted smeared in. Just going through, adding tiny, tiny little delicate flowers. And so then I am going in and, oh yeah, I added another small bush on the left side, so I'm putting some more flowers right there to that. Just adding it in. And now I am putting some dark green, kind of with the light green little blades of grass on the ground on the shore next to the pond. And adding some light green to the leaves on the trees. Just varying colors. And then it's at this point I decide, okay, I need to darken up areas of this pond and have more of a light focal in the center. It's too blended. Like, it was too blended for me. It needed more depth. And you're not supposed, what I'm doing right there, you're not supposed to do that. I should have already had that done before I drew the trees, but that's okay, because we're going to make it work. So I'm putting in the darker colors and then I'm blending them ever so carefully against the trees, so as not to get on the tree trunks. And see, and it may be with oil painting you need to do this. You have a blending brush that you only use for that, and you keep cleaning it. With this, I just used my green, bush brush. I was like, just let them mix together, it's fine. Carefully trying to blend it. Very carefully. And just, again, just trying to make it look